Champions Cup is back at last for 2020. We've got 2 games on the Friday. It's a slightly anticlimactic Friday given that none of these teams are likely to make it. If you look at their records, no wins, 1 win, 1 win, 1 win. There's not a whole lot to like about the Champions Cup campaigns of these teams. I believe with 6 points, Sale is the only team that has a chance to a very slim chance to progress through. I haven't done that maths myself. I'm pretty bad at trying to work out all those permutations, but I did read that while preparing this video. So, yeah, it's well, that one's definitely a dead rubber, and then we'll see what happens with that next game. So, either way, it's rugby, and you can't not like at least seeing some top teams go at it, even if they're not likely to make it any further in this competition. The first game is Bath up against Harlequins. Now, both these teams are coming off pretty ordinary weekends at the Premiership last week. Bath lost to Gloucester, 29 points to 15, but kind of worse. Quins got absolutely hammered by Sale, 48-10. So, I mean, they've spoken to both coaches about this game, and neither of them are just writing it off as a nothing game. They're both kind of making the right noises. All the coaches generally do that. I can't remember the last time a coach came out and said, yeah, this game doesn't matter, I'm going to play my B team. But, you know, they both said about, you know, getting momentum back and shifting things up and whatnot. So, yeah, we'll see how well this rings true. Bath, I think, has made 14 changes from the team that played last week. So we'll see how that works out. Harlequins have made a bunch of changes as well, but there's certainly, I think, maybe a bit more about that side. I guess we'll wait and see. For Bath, it's Boyce, Walker, and Judge in the front row. Garvey, Davis, second row. Ellis, Williams, and Bayliss in the back row. Freddie Burns comes in at 10 this week. Max Green is playing at 9. Jackson Wallace and Max Wright at 12 and 13. Hammer, Webb, and Brew on the wings. And then Anthony Watson, I believe, is captaining from fullback. If I remember rightly, he's the only guy who played last week who keeps his spot this week. So, yeah, like I mentioned, it's a much changed Bath side. So, I think they did mention, like, you know, guys who maybe haven't been getting games, it's a good chance for them to kind of prove themselves. So there are times in these games when there's kind of that nothing to play for, that actually things kind of come alight and they're actually cracking games to watch. And sometimes those games where it's kind of do or die game, it ends up being a real kind of tight and messy affair. So let's hope this is one of those games where both teams just try to spin it and put some points on. Really, that'd be nice. Harlequins, Jomala, Crumpton, and Sinclair are in the front row. So you got 2 English internationals. They're propping the scrum. I think Sinclair's back from injury, so it'll be good to see how he goes. Thavabati and Lamb in the second row. Chisholm, Rob Shaw, and Dombrandt, who's been pretty good from what I've seen of him this season, make up the back row. Danny Kerr, Brett Hera, 9 and 10. Lasike and Northmore in the midfield. Gonova, Ibitoye, and Morris make up the rest of the back. So, both teams need a good result. Whether it means progression or not, probably, as the coaches said, it's not going to be the difference maker, but it would still be nice to get a win here. I mean, it's 2 Premiership teams, so neither of them's going to want to lose that kind of face that goes with a loss. So I'm hoping for a good game, even if there's nothing really on the line. Rugby Forecast, the algorithm has got Bath by 9 points at home, but interestingly, the bookies have got it almost at evens, but with Quins by half a point. Maybe that's something to do with, you know, the 14 changes for Bath, with Sinclair and, you know, Marler and Dombrandt and Danny Kerr and whatnot playing for Quins. So we'll wait and see. As I said, hopefully it's a good game. I think these games are on 8:45 Saturday here in New Zealand, if you guys are keen to watch. If you don't usually watch the Champions Cup, this might be a good one to get into. Like I said, where maybe they'll throw the ball around. The next one which is La Rochelle up against Sale. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that Sale do have a mathematical chance. But looking at the lineup, maybe they're not that fussed as to whether they really push for that or not. I mean, a trip to France is going to be pretty tough anyway. La Rochelle kind of played spoilers at the end of last year to Glasgow because, I mean, I forgot to mention for Pool 3, Ulster's on 17 and Clermont's on 16, so they are way flying above in that pool. In this pool, which is Pool 2, Exeter's again flying on 19 points and Glasgow's there on 9. Glasgow really needed that win at the end of the year against La Rochelle, but La Rochelle played spoilers, so I'm sure they would enjoy putting another team. Well, this time they'd be putting them out of the Champions Cup if they could get a win here. So they will be tough at home. But that being said, there's still some pretty good players on both sides. For La Rochelle, Wardy, Bourgarit, and Puafisi. Front row, Lavalo, LaRue. Second row, Gordon, who's captain from 6. Liebenberg and Aldrit make up the back row. So, likes of Gordon and Aldrit will certainly look to bring it to that Sale pack. But looking at the Sale guys, there's a fair bit of talent on that side as well. Backs, Kerbalo and Ihai West is the New Zealand connection at 9 and 10. Botia and Dumaru in the midfield. So pretty good looking La Rochelle squad. And it seems like in the top 14 they're doing alright. It's just in the Champions Cup where they've not had much going. Roteria and Railivu on the wings and Sinzele at fullback. So, yeah. Antonio's on the bench. Morimu Valo's on the bench. So, La Rochelle are going to be tough at home. But, I mean, I like the look of the Sale side. Harrison, Webber and Cooper, Woolley in the front row. Postlewaite and Phillips in the second row. I do like the back row with the two Dupree brothers at 6 and 8. Plus Ben Curry at 7. Tom is not playing this week. Cliff and McGinty are 9 and 10. So this is what I mean. Maybe they're not playing Rob Dupree. They're not playing Faf de Klerk. Is he fit? Pretty sure he's fit. So maybe things have been looking up elsewhere for Sale rather than the Champions Cup at the moment. Williams and Sam James are at 12 and 13. Yard and Roebuck on the wings and Luke James at fullback. Ashton's on the bench. So Sale had a big win last week. So maybe they can carry some form through. But from memory, when I looked at La Rochelle's last game, they had a big win over Po in the top 14 as well. So two teams not in good form. Well, not good recent result anyway. Two teams on good results. So I really don't know how these games are going to go, man. I mean, in terms of the second one, La Rochelle's favoured by 3 by Rugby Forecast and by 15 at the bookies. So, again, there's a bit of contrast between those kind of predictions there. But, yeah, either way, if none of these teams go through, let's hope they still provide us with a bit of entertainment on the way out. There's still 2 games left for these teams to go by the end of this round. In all likelihood, these 4 teams, will know their fates. Well, 2 of them already do. It's just Sale we're kind of waiting on. But, yeah, either way, it should be a bit of fun. I think both these games are on at the same time. So, hopefully, I'll be able to watch them both in full. Kind of dual watch them as best I can. And, yeah, it should be a bit of fun. You guys let me know your thoughts on these games. How do you think they're going to go? Do you see the home teams getting wins at home? Or do you think Quins and Sale Sharks will push away? But, yeah, either way, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you again soon. See you later.